Right, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And very good day. So this is a subject of operation research for bachelor degree level. Okay. So for this video, actually to overview the chapter one of the operation research, which is the introduction of operation research. Okay, what is operation research? Operation research is a scientific approach to analyzing the problem and making a decision. Okay, operation research, also known as a OR. OR is a professional aim to provide the rational base for the decision making by seeking to understand the structure complex situation and to use this situation to predict the system behavior, improve the system performance. So this is more on the analytical and numerical technique to develop and manipulate mathematical and computer model of organization, system composed of people, machine, procedure, and so on. Okay, so operational research, also known as operational research, is an interdisciplinary branch so of applied mathematics and formal science that uses of the advanced and analytical method such as mathematical modeling, statistical modeling, mathematical optimization to arrive the optimal or near optimal solution. What is the mean of the optimal and near optimal solution? Okay, optimal solution means is to determine either we want to maximize or minimize. Okay, so the maximize or maximum, which we are talking about the profit, performance, or yield. Okay, so while the minimize or minimum, we are talking about the losses, the risks, or the cost. So the meaning of the optimal solution, we divided into two categories, either maximize or minimize. Okay, all right, so this is all about the operation research, introduction of the operation research. Okay, so the major discipline, the major sub-discipline in the modern operation research in terms of computing and the information technology, we will apply the operation research, decision analysis, the environment, energy and natural resources, financial engineering, manufacturing, service science and supply chain management, policy modeling in the public sector of the work, revenue management, simulation, stochastic model, and transportation. Okay, so the tool, what the tool and the technique we will use for this operation research. So we have many tools in the operation research. So such as linear programming, we will use a linear programming to solve the problem to determine the optimal solution. We will use the game theory to get the optimal solution of the transportation. We will use a decision theory for the decision analysis. We will use a queuing theory to determine the idling time of the situation. We will use inventory model for the work in progress, simulation, non-linear programming, dynamic programming, integer programming, Markov process, network scheduling for the CPM, critical path method, and a support project evolution review technique and information theory. So this is several tool and technique that we will apply in the operation research. Okay, so the stage of the operation research, we have six stages in development of the operation research model. So in the step one is observe the problem of the environment. Based on the situation, we will observe the situation, we will record the data, then we will analyze in the step two to analyze and define the problem. Then step 3, we will develop the model of the operation research based on the what I have mentioned, the theory before that. And we will select the appropriate data input. We will provide the solution and test reasonableness, and we will implement the solution. Okay, in the chapter 1, introduction of operation research, we have 3 sub-chapter. Okay, 3 main sub-chapter in the introduction of the operation research. So the sub-chapter number 1 is the decision analysis. Okay, the decision analysis, we want to determine the decision, which one is which situation we can get the optimal solution. Okay, what causes of machinery to be retired or replaced. Okay, this is one of the situation in manufacturing. So the following reason are the deterioration. So this is the decline of the performance due to wear and tear. So we want to replace the machine. Obsolescence due to the technology changes. Inadequacy, unable to company to make a new product because of the old machine. Working condition, the old equipment creates unpleasant working condition. Depletion, loss of market value. Okay, this is the situation that maybe you want to replace a machine or we want to change the machine. Okay, so we need to use the technique of operation research to solve the problem. So what we need to calculate, for that situation. So we need to calculate the three main criteria in the decision analysis is we need to calculate the sunk cost. What is a sunk cost? Sunk cost is the present book value minus present realizable value. And book value, how to calculate the book value? To calculate the book value, this which is the purchase price minus depreciation and time the remaining numbers. The time time we will have we use the equipment. Okay, in term of depreciation is a purchase price minus service value divided by how many years we have used the machine. Okay, this is the three criteria we need to calculate in the decision analysis. Okay, so number two, the subchapter number two is a engineering economic approach. Okay, so in today engineering need to determine whether the benefit of the project they are overseeing exceeding the cost of the project. So we will factor in several situations. For example, the number of year, the interest rate, we will factor in the calculation to determine the optimal solution. Okay, the pattern of the revenue, saving, investment, cash flow widely varied. So this is no one method making the economic comparison. So we will go through three equivalent worst method in this calculation. So this method are called it present worst, PW, annual worst, A, and the future worst, FW. So this economic comparison are usually used for the select between the alternative. We have a two alternative. We have a two supplier. So which supplier we want to use? Okay, we will use in this calculation. We will apply the CFD, cash flow diagram, to evaluate the situation based on PW, present worst, A, annual worst, and the future worst. Okay. Then this is how how we want to calculate the PW, FW, and A. Alright, so the standard notation is X over Y, I is interest, N is a number. So X, what is the meaning of the X over Y? So X, what we want to find. Y is a given. Okay, for example, we want to find the F, the futures, the present is a given. We want to find the present, the A, the annual worst is a given. Okay, so based on this table, actually we will use an interest table in this chapter actually. Alright, so for example, the four situation that we want to apply, the single payment compound interest, to find F given P, so that means the symbol to calculation for referring the interest table is a F over P. That means we want to find the F given P and interest rate. What is the interest rate and number of year N. So, second situation, the single payment present worst to find the P given F, interest level, interest percentage, and the N, number of year. and a uniform series compound amount to find f given a, f over a, interest and n, and uniform series represent words to find the p given a, p given a, interest rate and n. So this is the standard formula, the standard equation that we want to use in this chapter to read the interest table. Okay. Then the third subchapter in this chapter 1 is the break-even analysis. So break-even analysis is to determine the point at which revenue received equal the costs associated with the receiving the revenue. So break-even calculate what is known as a margin of the safety, the amount that revenue exceed the break-even point. This is the amount the revenue that can fall while still staying above the break-even point. So how to calculate the break-even point? So profit or loss is equal to revenue minus total cost. If we get the positive number, that means this is profit. If we get the negative number, that means the loss. So for the revenue must be 0. Revenue is a price per unit times quantity. Total cost, we have a two type of the cost, fixed cost and variable cost. So the total cost is a fixed cost plus variable cost. Then based on this information, we can calculate the break-even analysis. And then from the calculation of the break-even analysis, we will plot into the break-even graph to determine the break-even point. Okay, in the break-even graph, we have a revenue. We have revenue which is total sale time selling price, total cost, fixed cost plus variable cost. We have a variable cost. We have a fixed cost. Okay, then from this situation that we will calculate, we can calculate the break-even point. Okay, which is the break-even point is a total cost minus revenue minus total cost. Will you get the answer is a 0 to ensure we can get the break-even point. Alright, so this is the overview of the chapter 1 introduction of operation research. Thank you very much for your attendance, and see you again in the next video. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.